But we are Limp Bizkit. And this here creature, this is Wes Borland. From the front to the back. 3, 2, get the fuck up.
All clear. Great shot. Great shot.
On this computer. There we go. All right, here we go. Yo, I want to say, man, you showing pictures of yourself like 10 years ago. You look dude, you look so much better now. You aged very well, my man.
Oh, what do you? Oh, from when I was living in New York.
Yeah, you look shot.
My drunk bathroom selfies. Everybody loves those.
Yeah, you look fucking bloated and miserable.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. You know, it you barely realize it's happening when you're in it, but yeah, that was a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
You were born in late 88?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm almost a year older than you. So you graduated in 2007.
Yeah.
Okay, so I graduated in 06. There you go.
College was 2011 and high school was 2007.
So I'm in the middle of writing this article, and I'm calling it 13th graders. And it's kind of like the whole stay at home son, the NEETs. And this is going back like 15 years ago. I remember hearing the term 13th graders for these people. And it's as if like, it's not just the NEETs, but I think for us men, single men as a whole, it's like we're in this constant state of purgatory where we're waiting for something to push us forward, whether it's under our own volition or something else happening around us that would force us into some type of essential role or a higher calling, whatever. I mean, I'm kind of fleshing these ideas out of my head, and then listening to you over the past month or so, you kind of like you seem to be kind of sussing out, fleshing these concepts out as well.
Well, it's 6 of one and half dozen of the other. You and I are about the same age. We're getting up there. It's been 20 years since we were in high school. I mean, we've been adults for 20 years. That's functionally. I mean, I've been working since I was early teens. So I've been at it for a while. There's certain things that you kind of like, the chaff falls away, and you realize there's certain things that don't necessarily warrant the amount of interest or investment or just quite frankly, effort. And there are other things that seem, used to be aspirational, but now, maybe your knees hurt a little bit after you climb up a 7-story walk up or something like that. One of there's things that start to hurt a little more as you're getting older. You start to see a little more bags in the eyes, wrinkles on the face. You learn when to invest your time or when to expend your energy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I was on the phone with my best friend, and he's like, we don't really start living, at least in the United States per se, until we're in our 30s. The problem is everything you just said is that my back hurts. I want to take a nap. A cup of coffee and, sitting on the couch sounds a lot better than, throwing up over a car fender for a 1 p.m. brunch. So like in your 20s, and I'm speaking for myself, I worked retail. Like when I was from the age of 19, actually I got into a car accident, lost my license for a year. And I had to ride my skateboard to a supermarket for a year. Got a girlfriend at that time, which that's another topic unto itself.
Yeah, that's how that works. When you don't have a car or a job is when they want you.
Yo, she did my college classes for me. How isn't that nice? Yeah. She did my online classes, and she was great. But it was funny. Like as soon as I got my car back, I left her. But I'm digressing. So like in my 19, 20, 21, 22, worked in retail, worked 40 hours. Fuck, man, I couldn't even break $400 in a paycheck. And then you go through the slog, you go through the grind, so on and so forth. As you know, like the 2010s were kind of like this limbo phase where we are today. And again, I didn't really start making legit good money till I was in my mid 30s.
I want to define terms real fast. So we're talking about a very specific demographic of type of people. We're talking about a specific socioeconomic bracket that, like, McMansion having, raised in the suburbs, raised in the, the McMansion aspirational normie conformity, just very middle of the road, debt laden middle class type people. We're not talking because there are people who grew up very poor or grew up in a blue collar lifestyle where they were working at 18. They didn't even go to school. This is a very specific, like, the millennials. You don't even call those people millennials on the higher end or the lower end of the bracket. It's just that malaise of middle class that turned into the millennial generation.
I call it the secular middle class.
Okay.
Does that make, you know what I mean?
What's that
don't
mean?
really go church.
Back me up there. Oh, okay, don't go to church.
Think of the more affluent, like we just said. Like, you lived in New York, obviously. So picture Long Island, which is every house is $1 million. Yeah, we'll go to church every other weekend, but we're really not that into it. And religion's kind of like, keep it into your house, versus probably where you're from, where religion is much more overt and people are much more outspoken. In New York, religion is not as prevalent. It's more of a family matter.
I wouldn't say it's. Do you mean to say it's performative here? I don't know what you mean, because
religion is more important. Christianity, I find, again, I could be wrong.
Not really.
I don't know anything about Ohio. I've never been there. I've been to Wheeling, West Virginia. That was the furthest. That's the furthest I went towards the middle of America.
Well, it depends on, like, your Pentecostal church down in West Virginia, sure, but good old American Baptist types, they don't. The Methodist evangelicals, they don't. It's Sunday morning. They got to get home by the football game. It's not a daily liturgy thing.
Well, I'm just, again, us being the same age, and I see, I'm listening to everything that they say. It's very similar to what my experiences have been, and just the whole, like, you go from high school and then figure it out. And I'm not saying that's necessarily for you. I'm speaking for myself, where I was kind of just thrown into just, like when I graduated high school, I'll give you an example. There's two things. It's either one, college, which you always say, or get a full-time job. So I figured, well, I don't really feel like going back to school. Let me take a year off, make a little bit of money, and just take a break. And lo and behold, within a few months, there's really no such thing as a full-time job. I'm like, well, that's what Boomer told me, is that it's either you get a full-time job or you go to college. No, it's only part-time work. We'll give you 35 hours, 2 weeks in a row, and on the third week, we drop you down to 20, because then you would be qualified for full-time pay, union, medical, so on and so forth. So we're not giving you that.
That's pretty standard.
Right. And then to keep in mind, this is what, 2007, 2008 that I'm speaking about. I can't even imagine how more the level of difficulty it is now for someone who is coming of age, who is 18 or 19. So I see a lot of, like, I have a little brother. He just turned 16 this week. And, I'm just like kind of like look at the direction he's going in. And then I have another brother who's 26, and he's a total basket case. He's got the 1,000-yard stare, like he's shot, and he doesn't necessarily have any idea what he's going to do with himself. He's a typical NEET, using his mommy and daddy's credit card, so on and so forth. So kind of like bring this full circle. The point that I'm trying to make is, and this is kind of what I want to talk to you a little bit about, is like this purgatory state where our culture has kind of been eroded. I want to say 2012 is, and I say that on my channel quite a bit, I say like mid 2012, Obama's second term, things started getting really weird in this country, where music, architecture, culture as a whole kind of just froze in time. And anything prior to 2012 would be, you could see, like, through the years, hair metal bands, grunge, punk rock, even toward the latter half, rap music. I would say rock and roll died with the Green Day's American Idiot, which was 2004, because kind of rock and roll kind of faded after that, where we got this mumble rap and stuff. So, like, again, there seems to be a demarcation around that time, 2009, 2012, where we've kind of entered this phase of like, well, is this it? And what's next? And we're kind of just sitting around waiting for something to happen.
Well, that was the end of basically the great financial crisis. That was when things were
Good
starting to
point.
turn
Yeah.
around. There was a little protest. I don't know if you know about it, but the whole Zuccotti Park thing that happened downtown in after 2008.
Yeah.
The
Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
proverbial powers that be, they kind of like woke up and said, "Whoa, hold on. Now we got orange people and black people and white people and brown people all angry at the same people in the country, and rich people and poor people, and they're all mad. This is an issue. We need to start we need to start ruining their lives and making sure that they start fighting with each other instead of fighting against us." So that was going on. And I think that really kind of ramped up. We see the race tensions really started in 2012 up through the 20 teens, up to 2020, which really kind of catalyzed it with St. Floyd. And of course, you also have to wonder how much of that is the fact that we were just in our early 20s back then, because you talk to Gen Xers and even my dad, he'll say, well, the dot-com bubble in 1999, 2000 was a catalyst moment that we never recovered from. Like it depends on how old you are, demarcates when the second Great Depression really happened. Because I've heard my dad say it started in 99 and it never recovered. And I've heard other economists like Cappy, he'd say it started in 1999 and never really recovered. And, I'll say 2008 because I was 20 in 2008. But
yeah, the money printer didn't go burr in 1999.
The real estate run up sure as hell that the money went somewhere.
Yeah, what was it? Clinton kind of forced banks to let people who couldn't qualify for a loan get a house.
That was Bush.
Oh,
it was the ownership economy was the big aspirational push that Bush was like right before Operation Iraqi Freedom. It was the ownership economy, and they kind of like went hand in hand. So there was a bunch of wartime spending that was going on, and then banks like. The Federal Reserve doesn't necessarily cause all the inflation. It's the banks lending against the 0% interest rates, basically. And the banks wrote the loans, and people will take out as much as they can to run up those assets as high as possible. That real estate run up in the early 2000s was absolutely inflationary, and that was that was printing money. That was money printer go burr.
I've been hearing that the rates are going to go back down to 3% from big lenders in New York City. Yeah. God help me, bro.
It's the stock market's an all-time high every single day. Everybody keeps saying, "Wait for a real estate crash. Wait for a real estate crash."
It's not going to happen.
There's the banks don't have to have any reserves in their accounts to lend. They don't have to operate. They don't have to have any they can lend at 100+% loan to value, basically. And the interest rates, if you are a big enough player, you don't pay. The interest rates are functionally zero. You and I get 8% if we want to buy a house, but they are going to go back down. Real estate prices are not going to go down.
No.
This is not a I'm a real estate bro prognostication. This is just a simple fact. There's too much inflation in the system. You cannot see stock market hit all-time highs all the time when 80% of the rest of the economy is begging for scraps in the street and ready to kill each other on a daily basis in traffic. This economy, it's the definition of a K-shaped economy, except the top end of the K is so far up the freaking descender on the back of the K that bottom arrow that's going down is the majority of it. 80% of people in America barely getting by. It's the top 20% that's driving the entire economy. And any economic articles and any economists, they will tell you that once the rich stop spending, quote unquote, stop spending, which newsflash, that's not going to happen.
Define the 20%. We're talking about people, because I'll tell you right now, if you're making $150,000 in New York City,
income.
that's not
income.
It's
income
not. What are you talking about? Assets?
I'm talking about asset holders.
Okay.
I'm talking about the actual rich, the people who that Warren Buffett, you make money in your sleep bullshit. I'm talking about the actual rich. I'm talking about the people that own the Lower East Side, Kushner's and company, that sort of thing.
Wouldn't that be classified as like a 0.01%? Kushner and Co.
Well, but then you have all of their to the people, there's a little bit of trickle down up at the top. I'm
Yeah, I got you.
basically
Yeah,
I'm saying
I have
that the
500
vast
million versus a billion. I
the
got you.
the vast unwashed masses are like, I'm pinching pennies trying to afford tube meat, and I worrying about making my $750 8% mortgage while Bipsy and her hot friends don't have to worry about a thing. It's a tale of two cities.
Oh, listen, I listened to you about the whole rental situation. My tenants moved out. I don't know if maybe on the last show we discussed it. I had two girls that were hit by Doge and they lost their job, so they had to move out. And from the time that they had rented, there was very few rentals on the market. And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, shit, there's a ton of fucking properties for sale and for rent. And there is no way I'm going to be getting what they were paying right now. So I had to bring it down substantially. Where now it's the point where I'm actually not making a profit on my rental. I'm at a break even point.
If you can get people in there.
Actually, my best friend's gonna wind up moving in there, so
Okay,
I
well,
gave him.
there you
I
go.
gave him. He's a bit of a bug man, and he kind of. It's strange. He just travels. That's all he does. He lived in Miami for the past 2 years. He's from New England. Lived in China for 7, perhaps 8 years, Thailand, so on and so forth. Long story short, he needs to save money, and I can take a little bit of the hit. So I'm like, why don't you just live here? And as long as I
Yeah.
break even, I don't. As long as I get someone in there, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
my attitude.
it's the real estate market's absolutely glutted. There's more houses for sale than for rent around
Think
here,
of
at
that.
least.
That changed what in the span of what 3 years, 2 to 3 years.
Nah, the last 6 months, really.
Hmm.
It's just nobody's buying houses. Everybody, like the sentiment is gone. Anybody who wanted it bought it in 2022.
Correct. And I bought mine in 2021.
Yeah,
The property down there, the one up here, I bought more recently. What I'm noticing is, and yeah, I'm also a broker, so so I know a
sure.
little bit about these things. What I'm noticing is people want to they realize that 2021, 2022 house pricing is over, and that run up and the low interest and basically just anything that flies on anything that moves. I'll throw this price up. Someone will give me a cash buyer right now for some ludicrous price. That's over. And now they're like panicking and they're panic selling, trying to say, no, I can still get it for this price. I can still get it for this price. That's part and parcel why you see housing prices not necessarily coming down as much as we would think.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I had mine 20% under, at more than 20% under what the market was, and there was
Nothing,
nothing.
right?
There's
Yeah.
no interest.
Yeah.
And then now the realtor that has it up at market, and there's no interest. It's
No.
people aren't, she's supposedly showing it, but I don't know. I don't think anything's going to come of it. I have a feeling that people have stopped making forward plans, because you can't make forward plans when everything is uncertain. And there is nothing that's certain about whether you like Democrats, Republicans, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's absolutely no certainty right now in anything. Tomorrow we could lose, I could lose my monetization tomorrow. I already don't have a job. There's every time you turn around, somebody's losing their job or talking about not being able to find a job or taking a job that's $20,000 less than what they were making prior. That's a pretty big cut.
Oh, 100%, dude. Yeah, I see. It's not, I don't really see it so much over by me. And it's a little actually I got kind of the opposite problem here. I can't find workers. And part of the reason why I can't find workers is because no one wants to pay the workers. So, oh no, hire a college kid. Just get a college kid to do the job. I'm like, no, 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 no. You want to hire a college kid for $18 doing this type of work? He'll go work at Chick-fil-A. He'll go
Yeah.
push shopping carts. He is not doing this job where there's a substantial amount of responsibilities for under $20 an hour with no medical. So, and again, this is a boomer situation where only a boomer would say, hire a college kid. Hey, just hire a college. It's just so nonchalant. Like, just don't pay him. Just don't pay him. It's so weird how people get. And this is something that I've known, but I'm seeing it more overt now because of the economic strain. People act very people act weird when it comes to paying someone or when someone starts making money.
Well, nobody has any money. That's the thing. There's no money. Like it's, I don't know where anybody's going to get any money right now. I don't have any extra money. Like nobody has any money. It's the companies don't have money. You and I don't have money.
No.
The government sure as hell doesn't have money.
Yeah, but apparently, you know, the 25-year-old OnlyFans girl seems to be doing really well.
There's the tiny little silos that are sucking up all of the inflation, stock market, prostitution. That's what it is. And meme coins aren't even a thing anymore. I mean,
No, you're right.
I don't even think Bitcoin still is having a run up. I think that's like people are holding on to their money. And I mean, gold's about the only thing that's appreciated in dollars, but that's just a reflection of the devaluation of the dollar. That's not an actual price.
Yeah, my silver's gone up 100% in the past year.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Like, that's scary. If you take a step back and think about that, that is really bad.
With food, I pinch every penny. I do every dollar spreadsheets. Like I'm spending double on certain food items than I was a year ago, and I've had to supplement those food items with cheaper alternatives for protein. I just basically don't eat beef all the time anymore. It's just chicken now too, and
overnight oats, which is basically gruel. I'm not saying you eat that, but I see they're trying to rebrand gruel as overnight oats. I'm like, no, that's gruel, man, from the medieval times.
The joke that I see a lot on like my Discord or on Twitter is all these hot 20-somethings that, you know, they make a YouTube channel. And I'm really struggling, and they always have the same haircut that's like, and they're wearing like a hoodie or some kind of flowy, like big brown
something comfy,
coat or something,
lazy wear.
And the joke is they look like a medieval serf because they have that Friar Tuck haircut, because they all have the same damn Friar Tuck haircut now, and they're wearing like the robes. And it's like, no, the medieval serfs are back. They just are 22-year-old girls that you want to stick your you know what in there, you know where.
Hey, hold on one second. I'm going to pour a little more coffee.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I left my thermos in the other room. I'll be right back. See, I told you that I told you I was just rushing from doing a bunch of chores to do this.
Oh yeah, my grocery bill, man, because I was listening to you. It's up about 20% from February to August.
Yeah,
and I do the same thing you do, not on that autistic scale, but I have a simple monthly moving, here's my limit. Okay, I can't go over this amount of dollars. Well, this way I can save a little bit, and then I have a month-to-month rollover to see where I'm at, and I see it just going up and up.
I mean, even just for a personal analytics from a personal analytics standpoint, point of view, I like being able to see what my trend is. There was like 1 month this year where I went up to $800 because I insisted on still buying beef, and then I started cutting it with chicken and pork, and it went. And I'm hitting $600. I mean, it was like I'm not saving a substantive amount of money. And it's like it puts you in this survivorship mode that is like it makes the Hostess donuts or the clearance Walmart donuts that are going to give you a complete indigestion, like the soy indigestion or whatever, the seed oil indigestion. They make those look really appealing because it's like, well, my life is shit anyway. Might as well have a little bit of a treat. And then you're up all night because you can't sleep because you ate 4 of them at 11 o'clock at night. And you can't, not that I did that last night or anything, but they've got us in this survivalism. Remember that 9 Inch Nails song, Survivalism, from 2009?
Yes,
it was a concept album based in 2019 of what it's going to look like if conservatives take over, and it's a dystopia. And it's like, no, it's two sides of the same coin. They didn't let us have our revolution in 2011 when we wanted to occupy Wall Street. And then, of course, in January 6th, they didn't let us do that either. And it's just that, okay, now I do. Don't say that, Raymond. Anyway, anytime they see us getting a little revolty, they just crank that inflation dial up and they say, yeah, good little mice in your utopia. Take that electric shock.
Right. It's either a St. Floyd and the money printer go burr.
Well, it's funny because I was watching this documentary, great documentary last night. I forget what channel it was on. It was some big channel about Charles Manson and Haight-Ashbury down there in, was it San Francisco or whatever that was? Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic. And it was like the CIA was running LSD experiments, like the Mouse Utopia experiments in real time on basically the functional homeless who were the hippies in Haight-Ashbury in the 60s. It's like, there's a part of me that really wonders how much of like the millennial generation isn't just some CIA grand experiment, like the OSS 80 years later running a fucking dystopian experiment to see how dehumanized but yet still corporate compliant they can make.
No, they're doing it with the internet
populace.
now. With boomers, it was more physical, it was more kinetic. Like again, summer of '69. You got MK Ultra, so on and so forth, the Laurel Canyon. So it was more kinetic, overt. The Doors were, outdoors are kind of the one that really stands out in my mind. Iron Band, Iron Butterfly, even Grateful Dead. These are all
that Beach Boys drummer was friends with Manson or whatever it was.
Oh, I didn't know that, dude.
Yeah. I forget what his name was, but one of the Beach Boys was friends with him. And like Neil Young they gave him a motorcycle apparently and stuff. It's like, I learned a bunch of stuff last night about the Manson family. It's just.
Well, isn't Neil Young? He's a liberal, isn't he?
Oh, they all are. You get money, you stay liberal. That's
True.
That's how it works. I mean, you're on the East Coast, you see it every day. The only conservatives you probably meet are the poor.
Correct. As Trump likes to call it, I'm a taxi cab Republican.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. I thought that really resonated with me when he said that. I'm like, oh, I know exactly who he's talking about.
Trump's a New Yorker, man. He's from Queens. There ain't nothing not New York about Trump. He's a cold-blooded killer, and everybody from New York respects that because they know exactly what he means when he's wheeling and dealing there in the Oval Office. They see that and they say, yeah, that's a guy. That's a man who knows how to get things done. And everybody else in the world, they're clutching their pearls and going, oh my gosh, he's just saying the wrong things.
Well, we got what the hell? Welcome. This is life in New York now. I don't even know where that noise is coming from. Hang on.
You're good. I can't hear it.
You can't?
No.
Okay, good. Let me move in just in case.
Yeah, get real close and ASMR on us.
Let me whisper sweet nothings to you, Raymond.
God,
Tell me what it's like, bro.
I hate every
Not
podcast.
getting your Pip touch.
Like, how bassy can we get the voice? Oh yes, we're gonna dispense our meaning on the next hour and a half. That's what we do at the Dude Bro Alpha Bro Tiny Peen fucking Dude Bro Dangleberry podcast.
Oh, you're talking about like the whole we'll put a boat in your ass, this American way. Oh, God, I can't stand. There's so, dude.
The obvious CIA op podcast.
Right, I got the American flag, 1776, something going on behind him. He drives a pickup truck.
It's not even that. It's the creatine Dude Bro Alpha Pill.
There's so many of them now. I know we're totally getting off topic, but yeah, dude, I was listening to Sam Hyde, who's okay. I'm not a big Sam Hyde fan. Little too stonerish, and for a guy who's 40, I'm like, that's a little much.
He's pretty famous, and he's saying just a little bit too much steam valve stuff, and he ends up on YouTube's homepage way too much for my There's something op about that. Something oppy about that. He's a little too fitting with the necessary steam valves that are needed right now.
Who Hyde?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you off air a little bit about him, but I think more like would be more like Cucker Tarlson would be more of the pressure release valve.
I don't know if you've heard Tucker Carlson stuff lately. He's like in hiding right now, afraid for his life.
What a bitch. That's what you do.
I don't want a bullet through my neck. I check my microphone every day.
And you're pretty out there.
Yeah, allegedly. I'm just a freaking unemployed guy in Ohio. What do I know?
Well, there's been an explosion of podcasters post COVID. I've noticed that, and a lot of it is just garbage, man. I think you and maybe 2 or 3 other podcasters. I mean, I would classify you as a podcaster. Technically, you're a streamer, but it's kind of in the same vein. I there's no real substance to a lot of these podcasts. Again, Sam Hyde's a good example. I'm like, this is just stupid burnout shit. Like just a bunch of guys just really uh, being immature and not funny. I kind of blame it more on his co-host. His co-host, whose name is Nick, is not entertaining whatsoever.
I like his real estate commentary, but that's about it.
That's about it.
Although he's the guy that rolls on the job with 4 Ram 3500s full of Mexicans, though. That's the problem. But that's every construction developer now.
But you look at where they're sitting and their posture and the way they dressed. I'm like, I don't like. Listen, I'm going to be 38 in a couple months. I would be mortified if I dressed that way and put my face out there on video. Like, have a little decorum, have a little bit, some pride in yourself. Like, don't be sweatpants at 40, bro. Like, that's like you wearing sweatpants middle of the day. It means you've given up on life.
Well, some of us do. So.
Well, I'm not saying, again, you work from home, so your situation's a little bit different. I get it, but you work with your hands and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm starting next week. Actually, going to cut in some doors. So definitely be pulling out the Dickies overalls for that one.
Oh, your body's gonna be feeling it.
Boots out again. It's just pain. My life is pain. Every day is pain. It's not going to be any different. It's just going to be. Do I have I got to go, buy stuff for a sack lunch sort of thing and just have to be up early. And that's just going to take a little bit of adjustment. And then it'll be over and a week worth of work. And then I go back to this basically.
So let me ask you, because you've been talking a little bit about New York more as of late. And
right.
The other thing you've been kind of talking about is like moving, or not that you are planning on moving, but the question is, where would you go? And I was listening to listening to one of your latest uploads. I personally think, and again, everyone's got their own opinion. Just work out, bro. You'll find that woman, bro. I do think a lot of your issue may be a surrounding problem. Like, again, my assumption is where you live it's probably a lot of fat women. There's not, since like you don't get along with your neighbors. Everyone's kind of in their own little bubble. And then the density issue where you live might be a bit of a drag.
I don't know where people get this idea that there's no density out here. I can't go anywhere without somebody ramming up my rear ass today. Like even today, I can't even drive the speed limit without somebody cramming up my tailpipe. It's ridiculous the amount of traffic and density there is everywhere. And my neighbors, I live in this little burg that's basically, I guess there's one young guy, he lives across the street and it's just him. And he always has those damn noise canceling headphones in his head. So even when I am walking or I'll say hi to him, he just ignores me. And then like my one neighbor, the one neighbors are old. The neighbor over here is old. Everybody else is either families or older people, like older people, retirees. And there's hot women here that they all are in a relationship. Every single one of them. They don't stay single. But I don't go to bars. That's the difference. I don't go to bars and I don't like sports, and I don't go to a gym. That's the only thing that I can figure out is substantively different than anybody's lifestyle in a place where the real estate is 4 times as much.
No, it's the same here. It's really not that much different in New York.
No, that's what I'm saying is I lived in New York. I know exactly what New York is like. Like the only way to be around other people was to go to a bar or a gym, or you can't even go talk to, like, there's no go talking to someone in the park. That's a really good way to get the cops called on you and like, or get maced or whatever they do. I don't even know if they're allowed to carry mace in New York anymore, but you don't talk to strangers in public. There's no talking to a cute girl in the coffee shop. All these red pill alpha bro dudes are like, oh, you need to ask out more women. You need to ask out more women. You need to carry around note cards in your pocket with your number and your name on them and hand them out to cute girls. Like, what are you talking about? You never did that in the 90s, Aaron Clary. Come on. Just do not lie to me. You hung out in bars until one of the chicks wanted to stick around long enough. That's all it amounts to.
Well, any person that talks like that,
him. I have nothing against him.
He's good. Cappy's okay.
I
enjoy the decline.
Yeah, well, none of us are, and I don't think I don't know. I'm not going to speak for him at all. I
No, listen. What I do is when anyone talks like that, I go, "Great, we're going. Come on, come with me. We're gonna go out. We're gonna go into the street. Come on, Manhattan. Come on. I want you to show me how it gets done." And if you go on a city street, listen, I was in the city last night. Actually, it's funny because I was thinking about going to a bar to watch the Yankee game, and then I thought to myself, I'm not gonna meet someone there. It's gonna be loud. The drinks are gonna. There's a 300% markup on a drink. I'm not doing it. It's stupid. And then what? Risk getting a D weight because I sipped a beer? It's not. It's just not. Maybe when I was 25.
oh,
It was great.
you're a bridge and tunnel crowd. You go in on the weekend nights, huh?
Well, they have the what is it? Congestion pricing now, so you're able to find parking in Manhattan, but that's a different sidestep. If you are in Manhattan, let's say 5, 6 o'clock, they got the Lululemon short little yoga pants on, like as if they're actually gonna go
And
work out.
they wear the same outfit here.
Yes.
There's no difference. Like, I don't know how to express this to people. The women look exactly the same. There's just as many of your poor, fat, and hungry in New York City. That's a send up of Ellis Island. Poor, fat, and hungry in Ohio as there are in New York City. It's just people have
It's a
this
bell
cliche.
curve.
People have this cliche that oh, it's flyover country, blah blah blah. There's supposedly 100,000 people in this county. I think it's double that. Because there's a lot of friends from south of the border, and it just. I look, the simple fact is people, they only see me when I'm talking into a microphone, when I'm sitting at my house and I haven't been doing anything else that day. Like, they don't know what it's like. And everybody's like, well, take a camera outside with you and go interview. Fuck you. You come here and take a camera outside and go interview people. You know, I don't want to have to spend any money to make any money doing this thing. Like this is I am done spending money. When the camera goes out, I'm done. Like that's it.
What I was going to say is, like,
know.
if you were to walk a busy city street in New York City, yes, there's beautiful women. There's beautiful women all over the street, but they have their headphones in.
It depends on
They
what
look
street,
right
too.
through you. Their body language, the pace at which they walk is in such an angry, pissy, resting bitch face, right? Everyone talks about RBF. They are so hostile that you wouldn't even want to talk to them. Even if they were to they're not going to make eye contact with you. Not straight up.
No, they have sunglasses on.
Sunglasses, headphones, and mind you, and listen, we can talk about this later on. I lived in Southeast Asia. In Southeast Asia, you never trust a person that wears sunglasses. When I wore sunglasses, it was a big cultural taboo. My girlfriend goes, "You have to take your sunglasses off." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "The people do not trust someone who wears sunglasses because they cannot see your eyes, and the person's eyes to them speaks a lot about that person's personality, and if they are a good person or a bad person." And I that kind of resonated with me because I never thought of it in those terms. If you can't see their eyes, that doesn't tell you what kind of person that if they are a good person or not. But yeah, the new one is headphones. I call it the Samsung Burqa, okay, because somehow the phone is now the Burqa.
Yeah.
Right? I'm looking at my phone. Don't ignore me. Don't look at me.
The noise canceling headphones are the size of the side of their heads, and they all wear them. Every single they dress in literal lingerie in public. Here too,
right? But have these huge headphones on.
They've got these massive headphones on and these sunglasses on, and they are completely oblivious to their outside. They're really not. They know what's going on around them. They're ignoring you. That's their get out of jail free card for being a bitch, basically. Right. And they dress like an absolute 304. Like they are showing it all off, and it's like they know exactly what they're doing.
Okay, but what are you supposed like? This is the thing. I hate to say, this is how the burqa came into existence. You're basically telling everyone you want to be in the Samsung burqa, the headphones. It's just a few steps away from actually wearing a hijab or a burqa. It's just it's our own Western form of it per se. But it's this tantalizing cuckoldry, and what I mean by that is, I'm a goddess. I'm beautiful. I'm being defiled, but you're not allowed to talk to me. You see, I'm sexy. I'm hot. I'm oozing sexuality, but not for you.
Yeah.
See, so it's this constant like teasing, antagonizing men on such a scale where it really makes you wonder, like, is this the natural state of women, or is this culture
Well,
versus nurture versus
everything
culture?
is a psychological operation. This is
Yeah,
completely engineered. Nothing about this is
yes,
natural. Everything about this is fake.
100%.
I mean, they have turned they've galvanized people since 2020, and they have made everybody on a razor's edge, and it's just people are ready to pop. And they want it that way because it's really easy to look at what they're doing in Portland. They sweep in with the Gestapo police there and just pick them up and carry them off the protest line. Whether or not that's deserved or not, I don't know. I
Yeah, but
haven't seen enough of the
that's blending
footage.
federal law enforcement with local police, which I think is like a part of the long term strategy,
Yeah,
whether it's
I don't
Republican or
think people
Democrat.
realize this. They've done that in DC. That's the plan for every major
Yes.
metropolitan center in the states. They will have basically city states that are policed by the AI drones and police networks and everything. They're ready to do that in Dayton. They're going into Memphis. They're going into Chicago. They're already in Portland. It's coming to every metropolitan center in America, and that's going to be the new normal.
Yeah, that's if you go to like parts of South America, Brazil, for example, the socialist, air quote socialist, De Silva, whatever his name is, the guy that threw Bolsonaro in jail, they arm the flavas, they arm the gangs in order to justify a bloated military police presence to give the more power to the state. And that's kind of, I'm seeing a lot of that with Trump's, putting them in DC and Portland and stuff like
Look,
that.
all I got to say is they were going to do it one way or the other. Thank God it's Trump and he's on my side and not. I'm serious. I'm being serious about that.
I
Like,
get it, but in 4 years' time, there's no one going. Who's going to be replacing Trump? The
no,
Vance,
you heard him in 2024. We don't have to vote again. I don't think he was joking about that.
Yeah, yeah. You're probably right. Never forget. How about this, Raymond? Trump's last tweet before the lockdowns. I'll
I don't know
never
what it was.
forget that. Uh, no one will see it coming or something like that. I forgot. It was something. It was something. It was Trump with his face memed onto Nero's body playing the fiddle, and he goes, "I don't know
Yeah, I
what
don't
this
know.
is, but I like it. I'll send it to you."
I'm not going to look at it. I don't care.
Okay. Well, it was
I
interesting to see that's his last tweet before the actual lockdowns in the last week of February.
yeah. I They're going to do whatever they're going to want to do. There's nothing we can do about it at all. There's no choice in it. And there's really nowhere else to go in the world, quite frankly, because America's the most free nation on the planet. As long as you're allowed to own a gun and protect yourself with it, that means it's the most free nation on the planet. Period. I'm sorry, it just does. And I really, it's not that I stay away from politics. It's just I don't care at the end of the day. I'm glad he's in right now.
Right. I got
I'll
you.
get to that bridge in 2028 when it comes. I can't even see to next week, honestly. There's no forward planning in my life. And I think most Americans are kind of right there as well. There's little to no forward planning. I don't even know what's going to be happening next week, let alone a year from now. How could you? We're in Weimar Republic level of degeneracy and inflation.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, and I kind of felt the same way when I was 2011, 2012. I was going through the same motions. Granted, I was much younger, but I saw the way the economy was working, and just like nothing made sense to me in my early 20s. I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I'm like, this doesn't make sense. You're telling me to work for this amount of dollars, but a house is $1 million. Women seem to be women are not really interested in having sex and such, even though the television's telling me that they are and music's telling me that they are. I wound up just moving. I moved abroad for 4 years, from when I was 24 till I was 29. And I'm looking back on that. I thank Christ every day at my younger self for making that move, because of where we are today. And let's just hypothetically say, if I stayed in the U.S. in my mid 20s, being neurotic, paranoid, smoking weed, playing video games, really just a kind of shit kicking. And then to have all this COVID shit happen, maybe lose my job. I worked all those years to have it all just eviscerated in front of me. Yeah, I totally get it. What you just said, like, I don't know what's going to happen next week. I can't necessarily plan for the future. And I kind of took that and ran with it when I was, again, 24 years old. But I know a lot of your listeners are telling you to go travel.
Oh, I don't listen to anybody that gives me advice.
Gotta travel.
Let's be clear. I don't listen to any of my listeners that are giving me all this advice. They're full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. It's first of all, that takes money. Secondly, my father and my mother are getting up there in age, and I live 20 minutes away from them right now. I would never be able to forgive myself if something happened to my dad and I was in Asia,
right,
just to get some freaking chick that looks like a prepubescent boy. I'm sorry, they do. It's not anyway. It doesn't matter. I got you. I don't think there would be any substantive difference in my quality of life if I lived in a place where I could smell raw sewage out my window and it was hot all the time. I'm really like, I'm sorry. You need to prove to me that something would actually be better than what I'm doing right now, because right now, pretty much, I get noise from outside, but all the videos I hear of Asia, it's constant noise and traffic. And it doesn't look any better. And then I look at the actual cost analysis, and the cost doesn't seem substantively better than what it is here. It still seems to be about $1,500 to $2,000 a month to rent a place and pay for yourself and feed yourself and do all that stuff. It's like, okay, so I still got to come up with $2,000 a month. Well, what's the difference?
It was funny when I was in West Virginia. I was looking at the cost comparison when I lived in Southeast Asia. I go, this is the same. I could live in West Virginia and versus Vietnam or Thailand. It's actually it's about the same. Yep. Here's the thing about traveling, and this is like, I know when we were emailing, like, that was something that you wanted to talk about a little bit, the whole passport bro thing. People that are obsessed with travel are trying to run away from themselves. And what people don't realize, right? So they're telling you to go and travel. Okay, let's say Raymond goes away for 2 weeks to a month, right? He's still Raymond. You just took Raymond and put him in another place.
Most advice is performative. It's not designed for the other person. It's designed as a self-aggrandizing virtue signal salve for your inadequacies. It's the best vice there is advice. There's a reason that saying exists. And no one knows what my life is actually like. Sure, I can get on the internet and show you my budget and talk about my day-to-day and talk about the noise and everything. It's like, it's quiet right now. It's the middle of the day. It's noon right now. It's literally 12 on the dot right now. And it's quiet as a school mouse. I can hear the bugs outside. I like that noise personally. Look, here's the other thing. It's like, I lived in New York City for almost 4 years. I lived in Columbus for 11 years. Everybody who's telling me it's the location thing, the only place I ever had girlfriends was during college. And really that was just because it was like a captive audience, maybe. I don't know why. I don't know how they were around and they were interested. Like, it was up to them in hindsight. It was not up to me. And I firmly believe it's up to women, especially when you are not a top 1% dude. It just is. And there's not any, I don't understand why. I guess maybe it's because it's easy and it makes you feel like a better person. It's like, oh, you need to leave. It's your location. Is it? Have you actually done a comparative analysis of the populations and the demographics and the amount of, like, there are women all the time when I leave my house. None of them look at me. It's there. You can read body language. You can tell when someone is interested in talking to you or not. And I have not had someone actually give me any signals that they are interested in talking to me for years. Now, all I can figure is all of these red pill dudes and the PUA types that are all over Twitter lambasting me constantly. They are just hounding women 24/7, 365, which all I ever hear from women is how much, oh, we don't like that. We definitely don't like that. And I don't know where they're getting this whole we ask women out all the time. I don't know what women they're talking to, and I don't know what their actual life is like. I think that they're living in it's an easy, lazy blow off of Well, and then that's the other thing that everybody always tells me is that I'm complaining all the time. Just because I have a vlog and I'm putting out videos talking about my life, that's interpreted as complaining, not because it's like happy-go-lucky rainbow bubblegum farts and I'm this
No,
bubbly, positive little
I know
person all the time.
it's a form of catharsism for you. It's not
I'm just
complaining.
getting on the internet and talking. That's it. And I get these snipes at me all the time about, why are you complaining all the time? Why are you so negative all the time? Why are you always so angry? My fucking ex-girlfriend used to ask me that. Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? Because you keep asking me. Just fuck off.
The thing with moving, I lived in Western North Carolina during COVID, and I was so depressed. I couldn't wait to get back to New York. That's why I was like wondering if you mentioned your family's from there. You're from Ohio. Why would I? You already lived in New York. What am I supposed to do?
You can only live in New York once, and quite frankly, I don't have any desire to pay to live in a city where I'm just going to end up sitting in my apartment all the time anyway.
Right.
Because quite frankly, I don't drink, and I'm not going to go sit at a bar and order water. They don't let incels into bars to sit at the bar and order water. That's not, I've been in bars my entire adult life. I know what that guy gets asked to leave after 1 or 2 rounds, period, especially on a high traffic night where there's actually young women there. They don't let you, if you are sober in a bar trying to talk to women that have been drinking, they kick you out faster than the actual drunk that's puked up all over himself in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
It's an absolute no-go. So they say, well, go to the gym. Go to the gym.
No. This is the last place to pick up a woman is in a gym.
Well, but that's the thing. It's funny because they say, go to the gym. And then they say, well, don't shit where you eat. Don't talk to women in the gym. But you have to go to the gym. What was it? Somebody on my Discord. I'm going to pull the quote real fast. Give me a second.
Women get mad when you go and talk to them at the gym, man. But then they're doing squats right in front of your face.
My guy, my guy Lonnie in the Discord. I got to pull this quote up because it was so perfect. It was. Hold on. Let me see.
It's funny. I haven't been to the gym in a while. I have no time to go to the gym, honestly. And it's like, well, who am I trying to impress? Go on. Sorry. Here's the perfect way. He succinctly put this a perfect way. So I'm getting all flustered and I'm getting defensive, and that's why I'm getting all spazzy here. Basically, it's better phrased as, quote unquote, you are supposed to work out for yourself, but the first thing people tell you to do to be more attractive is work out. So that's the false equivalency that everybody globs onto, that, oh, I work out, I get women. It's a false thing. And then that's the first thing that people lambaste you for because, oh, I can't get women. Well, did you hit the gym? Hey, did you hit the gym, bro? It's like that's the first thing out of their mouth. And then the second thing out of the mouth is, you don't work out for women, bro. Come on. It's just, it's contradictory.
It's a new priesthood. It's like, we have all the women in this harem behind this paywall, and we're never going to let you little incels have them anyway. It's like, it's a blow off. It's a blow off, passive aggressive, patronizing phrasing that basically says, I don't like you. Go away from me, young plebeian, and never talk to me again. We are the aristocracy that actually gets the women. And the other thing is, I've been trying to figure out why the hell it bothers me so much that I haven't had a woman in my life in any capacity for 8 years now, in 15 years in a long-term situation, but actually like a dating sexual situation for 8 years. And I've been trying to rack my brain to figure out why it's bothering me so much.
Probably validation. You want to know that you can still fucking get it. I mean,
it's not even that. Because it's all I hear about, because the only thing to do with my downtime is to go on the internet. And then that's all you see is red pill bullshit all over the internet. And sure, you can go to other types of channels, politics, but God, I'm so fucking sick of politics. It's just useless. I don't care. Sorry, I'm a white man and I voted for Trump. You know, it's just fuck off, people. And then all these libertarians with their gotchas and all the left attack you too. I don't care. I don't care. I don't put my identity in that. I'm glad he's in charge. Why? Because I'm a white straight male. Oh no, sound the alarm. It just.
Well, let me ask you. You're 30. You're 36.
Like, it's not interesting to me.
Yeah, but I'm 38. I can tell you, like, my drive to go get laid has dropped substantially compared to when I was like 30.
It's not going to happen. That's the thing. It's like, I don't have any drive to do it. It'd be nice if it happened. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of being
Oh, okay.
told that I'm invalid because I got a bald head, bad teeth, and blah, 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 blah. And I got twig arms and I don't hit the gym and I'm not worried. All you do is complain. No, guys, you fucking retards. I have to make content every day because I need to pay my bills with this YouTube channel. So I make a daily video every single day. Now, that is becoming a not so great return on investment at this point. Like the only thing that gets me money is super chats from live streams. Thank you very much, audience, for giving super chats during all the live streams. But that's very quickly becoming the only way that I make any money on this channel. It's not from the daily videos. And it's becoming very obvious that the viewership on those daily videos are dropping off precipitously. And at the end of this month, if it's still 3,000 views of video, I'm just going to quit doing them and just do live streams and interviews. But I'm kind of at my wit's end because I'm really like, it's not this, excuse me real fast. It's not this, I'm worried about getting laid all the time. That's not it.
All right.
But for God's sakes, it's the only thing that anybody ever wants to fucking talk about or try to hold over my head or lambaste me with. I don't care.
Well, I listen, I mean, I still I get laid, yes, but it's not women that you would probably find attractive. You know what I mean? So there are women that were willing, you'd be willing to, that are willing to sleep with you. I'm not saying you, I'm talking to like the grander audience, but most likely you are not going to find them attractive. So the question is, will you suck it up and fuck her? You know what I mean?
The last woman was 5'2" and 250 pounds.
That's
God.
Tremendous. That's really bad.
It was horrible. It was almost like this has to be a troll. Like somebody put you up to this. Because she was super aggressive and like texting me pictures and like somebody put you up to this. Somebody paid you money to do this. Like this is not like no one in their right mind would actually think that that was a match in any capacity. Or maybe they are that delusional. I don't know. But nobody in their right mind would actually do that. Chris had to put them up to that or something. I don't know. I don't understand why everybody thinks that I'm just fucking bitching and complaining all the time. This is not bitching and complaining in my mind. It's just me making a YouTube channel to make money. And everybody
it's also reality. That is what you're experiencing, Raymond, when you go through this form of catharsis. But it's the overwhelming majority of men are experiencing the same exact thing. Listen, I got my best friend. Listen, my best friend, he's about to show up at any point now. He's 6'2". He looks like a shit brick house. He's big. He's masculine, deep voice. He has $4 million beach house close to the Hamptons. Hasn't had sex in 2 years. He's always out there at the bar. Yeah. He's at the bar. No, it's not even. No. There's no women, dude. Women are not interested. So a lot of the problem is a lot of men internalize these problems saying it's me, I'm bald, I don't hit the gym, I need to have a six-pack and do all this work, right? All this shit. But at the end of the day, women are not, they're just not there.
You're right. It is a numbers game. I mean, what is it? 38% only like in the 30s. It's 30% or something of women that actually want anything. Like we're basically bloviating and wailing and gnashing our teeth over nothing because you can't give yourself a stroke over something that isn't there. Like There's literally no women that are interested.
Yes.
Like the ones that are interested got married. The ones that are interested had kids. They already found their guys. Like I hate this term, but we're leftover. That's it. That's the truth.
So listen, the last relationship I was in ended about 6 months ago. She was older than me, overeducated, and she would tell me
every chick is overeducated.
This is brutally overeducated. Very liberal. She was an awful. Okay. No, I'm serious, right? Big time awful. But lives in a Republican stronghold. But I kind of point that out. I'm like, why don't you go live in the Bronx where you can be with your cohorts? Anyway, I call it the caviar left. Digressing. She would tell me after you, because she already was saying that I'm going to break up with you at some point. I'm like, well, I don't know why you are saying that. Like, then what are we doing together if you're already predicting that we're going to break up? Like, that doesn't make me feel good. So I have to have one foot out the door at any moment knowing that you're going to do something.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Right. But she says, you're competing against my time. And when we break up, I'm done.
My
I want
God.
no other man. I'm just gonna sit here in my own stench with my fucking dildo and my Amazon boxes.
Yeah, they do.
That's
They
it.
actually they get off that. That's how they can't get off
It's
with men
somehow
anymore. It's
empowering that it's not
yes.
even that you're gonna
I
leave me for
I
another
have
guy. It's that I'd rather
I
just be alone.
I have noticed that single by choice, single mother by choice. It's massive. They're literally paying for IVF with themselves. That's the end game. That's what they want is the women reproducing women in perpetuity. That's the
Okay,
Gattaca end game. That
you
whole
you you'll
go
like this
ahead.
one. You'll like this one. So maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, again, I was seeing a devout communist redhead from Ohio, actually, Raymond.
Was her
Funny
name
thing.
Kelly?
No, no. I won't mention her name, but she um, she went ahead and did IVF. So when we were right. So I pretended to be a Democrat because I really wanted to screw her. Um,
Yeah.
I
That's
did. I did this. So we're
yeah,
getting
ladies.
together.
That's what actually happens. By the way.
Right. So we're getting to know each other and stuff. And oh, my daughter this, my daughter that. And she goes, it's really hard being a single mom. I'm like, yeah. And I didn't want to. Now I didn't know that it was a lab baby. I didn't even touch that. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure, really, this, that, and that, right? Blah, blah, blah. She goes, oh no, I made her. I wanted a pure 100% Irish child, and that's my daughter. And then she has a nanny that takes care of the daughter while she works 60 hours traveling the globe working for some non-for-profit whatever. Now, um that was the child was only like 3 years old when I saw her. Fast forward, whatever, it's like 10 years now. The mom, devout communist, LGBT, the flag, tranny rights, the whole 9 yards. The daughter loves Slipknot, full blown goth. Like I'm like, yo, that is so awesome. She went because the daughter's like, yo, you made me in a lab, and you want me to
No,
embrace
it's
all
like
this nonsense. I'm
it's
Slipknot. She's decked
it's
out in all Slipknot clothes. I thought it was really cool.
it's like Destiny's Kid being a Nazi.
Mm-hmm. Right, 'cause you think about it. The daughter, at some point, the daughter's going to ask, "Where's daddy?" Oh, you made me. I'll never meet my
Yeah,
dad.
I think there actually is like something that like some of these guys are pretty right. Like the Andrew Wilsons of the world are pretty right about this. There's going to be a severe backlash the other way, maybe even in like 10, 20 years. Millennials, we get screwed. We don't get it. We don't get to be part of it. We just, our women are, and the Gen Z women that they don't want older guys. They just don't. And it's like people like guys that are married have no comprehension about this. Like there are no younger women interested in older guys. That doesn't exist anymore. But maybe in Gen Alpha there actually might be some of that pendulum swinging back. But I don't know if the country lasts the next 10 years.
I see it with my little brother in high school. Like the both, they're pretty based, and they know things that I didn't necessarily know at that age, nor
Oh,
did I
they're
care.
ready. They're ready to march for final solutions. And yes, I mean
Yes, yeah,
holocausts.
yeah, they are. Yeah,
They're
yeah. I
literally
didn't really
ready to
want to
make
say
that
that,
happen.
but yeah, they're pretty far right. These kids.
It's yeah.
It's
It's actually it should terrify every single one of these leftist women who just gave up on the American family. It's like, no, that's the result of this. That's the result of the Rainbow Mafia. That's what happens. 1933 Germany happens after the Weimar Republic. That's
my
what happens.
my brother brings over like his friends, and there's a group of girls and stuff. Very nice kids, they're not in eighth, ninth grade.
Wow,
This
good for him.
blonde,
He
this
has
blonde, this
yeah.
blonde girl is throwing up Roman saying "Hail Victory." I'm like, oh my god, yo, you should not be doing that to random
No,
people.
the white dude, the white people that are actually from New York,
Yeah, I know.
super skinheads, super skinheads. Like you think American History X is bad? No, go hang out in Brooklyn with like the lifers that are actually from Queens and Staten Island and shit. Go hang out at like on Bedford Avenue and the fucking dive bars there. You will get like knifed if you say the wrong thing. It's it's pretty bad. I got kicked out of a few places because I said the wrong thing here and there. It was people think I'm a skinhead. It's like, no, you have no idea. You have no clue.
That's a lot of noise outside. Sorry about that.
I didn't hear a thing.
All right, then it stopped.
Yeah, your noise
Um,
canceling is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, so the young crowd that I see are pretty far right, and they want some semblance of normalcy, at least between the demographics. The
But
whole other thing is this whole women are want a trad life. Do you ever bump into any of those?
they don't actually no. They just want virtue points and fucking self-aggrandizement. They want a meal ticket in their 30s. That's all it amounts to. And none of them want a trad life with any of us. And quite frankly, their trad life is a $100,000 GMC Yukon.
Right.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you've been following this, but what is it, a 5.3 liter in that, and that engine drinks oil, and it's in the manual that it's supposed to. So all of those Bipsies that have those gigantic $100,000 Yukons are about to grenade all of them after 30,000 miles because they don't do the maintenance on those things themselves. Anyway, but it's their version of a trad life is a $600,000 Ryan new builds and a GMC Yukon.
Right.
And you bet your butt they're having a girl. They don't want a little boy.
With the mosaic backsplash that's going to be dated in another 5 years.
No, that's the point. That's the point. They redo the kitchen every 2.5 years.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I want a new kitchen. Yeah, that's $40,000. And there's a granite countertop. You want another granite countertop? I totally. It's hilarious. Here's the other thing, though. When I first got into MGTOW, and I actually lambasted MGTOW when I first started learning about it prior to me doing these shows, right? And when I was like 24, 25, my assumption was that women were going to kind of like get a hit with reality. I'm 32, I'm 33. Okay, I really need to actually find a regular guy. Like, I'm done fucking this guy. I'm done traveling and doing all this type of stuff. It's actually gotten worse. Women in their 30s now are acting like 20-year-olds. The 20-year-olds are acting like teenagers. The 40-year-olds are acting like 30-year-olds, and 50s are acting 40-year-olds. Go on.
I think everybody knows in a collective unconscious kind of way is that like America's about to actually collapse, and we're about to have some real actual problems, like where there's no lights or power or food, and everybody's trying to like live it up as much as they can right now. There's some of that, I think, collectively. I think women are they know responsibilities around the corner. They're going to get hung over, and they're going to have to sober up, and they're just getting it in while they can. There's part of me that kind of believes that.
Really?
And if you look at the impending magnetic pole shift, if you look at the ionosphere anomaly over the southern Atlantic, which is mostly over South America, by the way, and it's creeping its way far up north, and you know what happens when there's a hole in the ionosphere? Radiation from the sun comes in and bakes you like a cookie, and we've got 31 Atlas coming in real hot. There's a lot of macro stuff. The impending World War III, the Gaza Strip is a hot button issue. Russia, impending civil war in America. Like, everybody kind of realizes that, like, we might be facing an actual last hurrah where everybody's going to have to actually either eat each other or figure out a way to get along afterwards. I think there's a collective sort of last hurrah happening. At least maybe I can hope that that's what it is, and maybe it's that innocent, or I don't know, but it feels like a collective last hurrah.
I'm with you. I don't take that approach anymore. I kind of was like, listen, it's COVID. I got St. Floyd economies. Everyone's sitting home over basically a cold. We got a stolen election. January 6th, all this shit going on. I go, if nothing happens here, then it's just going to keep going in the same direction it was prior to 2019. Again, what you've said, the front load with inflation, the front loading of the economic instability. Go on.
We are actually seeing all the white collar girl bosses losing their jobs finally. They weren't losing their jobs in 2020. They weren't losing their jobs up until about a year and a half ago, when that really started in earnest. I think that, like, you go on LinkedIn, it's all open to work. Nobody's hiring. They're all open to work, and they're making GoFund. I mean, hell, I made a YouTube channel to pay my bills because I knew I was getting quiet fired. And then I made them loudly fire me because I saw the bullshit they were pulling on me, and I dug my heels in, and I was like, I'm not going to take this passive aggressive Bolshevik, like, bullshit, USSR style Soviet abuse. I'm going to make you actually come out and say it. And they never actually did. So I at least got my last tongue lashing out on that middle manager guy I used to have. It just, at least I told him off and I said my piece. But the corporate jobs are going away, and no, like
but a lot of it was just excess. A marketing for Fujitsu or
but here's the thing: the last jobs numbers was abysmal, and they just shut the government down right before the BLS statistics were supposed to come out again. Did you notice that? Guess what doesn't happen if they shut the government down?
You don't get your statistics.
They don't get your BLS job numbers. So now the Fed's going to make a decision about interest rates based on 2-month-old data, which they already know what's going on. The Fed is, obviously the central banking cartel wants us suffering. They dialed it up in the early 20s. They dialed it back. They caused the Great Depression. That is fact. That's a historical fact. That is not conspiracy. They are marching us headlong into another Great Depression if we're not already there. I think we are already there. They're just papering it over as much as possible. Like you said, you can't even buy slop to eat. I mean, your Big Mac is $18. I mean, what's the dollar slice in New York now? $4?
Yeah, something like $3.54. Yeah.
What's a Subway swipe cost now?
Oh, I think it's got to be $2. I drive.
Is it up
thank
to
God.
$2?
Thank God I don't take the subway anymore. Thank Christ.
Boy, I tell you what, one of the best year and a halves of my life was when I lived on 7th Street and Avenue B. And I walked to Soho every day for work. I went literally a calendar year without getting on the subway. I went a calendar year without entering the subway. It was amazing. But I remember when I was in New York, the Metro Pass was $107 for 30 days, I think.
It was 150 in 2019, 2020, and I haven't. Thank God I haven't used it since. So I drive in. I hated it. I hated the subway.
It depends on the train and the time of day, but it can be.
It's very simple. Any of the number trains are god awful, and the letter trains are much more.
It's the inheritance of what was the IMT line and the other one or whatever. That's the difference.
You want to know a funny story? You would appreciate this. My step-grandfather's best friend, Vietnam vet, he was over for bagels one morning. This is like 2018, 2019. He's like close to 80.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I got to go to work. I'm like, what? You're going to work? I go, you're 80 years old. He goes, yeah, the MTA called me in as a consultant because all the young people don't know how to work not the transformers, the thing that changes the tracks so you move from one track to another. The name just slipped my mind.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's a basically if the train needs to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And they're from like 1920, these mechanisms, right?
Yep.
He goes, no, I'm being called into work to try to show people how this operates. And I'm like, that is horrifying. And the guy died like a year later from a massive heart attack. Yep. And I'm like, so there's no one teaching these people how things operate.
They've never turned off the water lines from the Hudson up north. They've just kept them on all the time. The boiler system in the city, they don't that is continuous operation. That just runs. The subway is sort of the same beast. It's like you can't
turn it off.
They have, but it's like a big deal. It takes a hurricane to shut down the R train.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was quite telling because you have to pass down knowledge. And boomers, in my experience, they kind of scoffed. They were like, you'll figure it out. They had no patience nor time to teach these certain things.
Again,
life skills.
It's a certain socioeconomic class of millennials and boomers that had this very specific experience. Like the blue collar guys, the ones that are actually like infrastructure jobs and the trades, et cetera, they're more than happy to pass down the knowledge. It really feels like that middle class, I'm better than you because I drive a brand new Ford Explorer and live in a McMansion or whatever, a bi-level, or I live out of the city limits, or say, I'm on my own water, not city water. It's like that debt-laden, faux affluent. I don't want anybody to find out that I'm actually a joke and it's all debt. It's imposter syndrome. It's the leftist imposter syndrome. It's that white guilt imposter syndrome. Like, no one who's actually a hard worker, cognizant, an actual male, like you don't meet hardworking, actual, like, old time New Yorkers, Irishmen, and Queens that are ashamed of being white. You don't meet them.
No, right?
That person doesn't exist. Like, it's the poor working class here that, well, they're all on drugs, but
Yeah, but but going to the women's situation, women were raised to be inferior men. I mean, they were not. They were basically. Here's the thing: women were told that you need to get a job and you need to go to college so you're not dependent on a man. Basically saying that you need to kind of LARP being a man.
The cultural programming, it's that end game equality is you have to be the man that you wanted, and they've all become the man that they wanted, and now they're all like they're
Psychopaths.
just not they don't even want men at the end of the day. Like you said, I have noticed this. They reach 30, 35 and they either become lesbians or they quit dating. They just don't want. They're not interested. It's not a thing. They're not interested. They're just not interested in dating. They're just single.
If they are interested, it's Superman.
You can tell they realize that guy is not coming around. Just like I know I'm not getting the hot goth girl. That's never going to happen. At best, I got to get some chunker that's under 27 years old that maybe there's.
But the point I'm trying to make is that if again, this specific demographic that you're speaking about as far as the elders are concerned, you look at their daughters and that's the byproduct of that secular life. And it's like you told her not to have children. You can have children when you're like 45 years old, right?
No. Here's the difference. Going on. Those parents didn't tell their children anything.
Yeah.
They let the schools and the teachers tell their children everything. My parents were very active in my upbringing. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I don't really fit in with modern society very well. I don't play well with others. And it's because the coding, the programming I received when I was younger doesn't jive with how the greater world operates. Now, I personally don't want to give up my morals to do something like, I'm not there where I can go pay for sex and just brush it off like, oh, it's a contract thing. I need to do this. That's the number one criticism I get, is somehow like that's the new normal, is being able to just go pay for it and be fine with that. Like
it's a crutch. Prostitution is a crutch to be.
Well, it makes me feel it. Quite frankly, I don't want to. I don't like it. It's the same thing. Like, I don't feel like I should have to uproot my entire. I shouldn't have to relocate to Vietnam to be able to find somebody that actually wants to sleep with me. Like that doesn't seem like a fair. See, you say all these code words and everybody comes back at you with all this sniping of, oh, we're going to get him because he said fair. We're going to get him because he said feel. We're going to get him because he said he feels icky. We're going to get him because it's like, no, this is insanity, Red Pill Bros. This is crazy. This is insane that we are supposed to become these massive, roided out meth heads they're constantly peacocking 24/7, 365 for these women that don't want anything to do with us in the first place. And we're all just attacking each other on Twitter nonstop and on our podcasts and on our red pill videos about how this guy's not alpha enough and that guy's not alpha enough. And all that guy does is complain and he needs to max this and he needs to max that. And it's like, this is crazy. This is actually functionally insane. This is mouse utopia on the internet. Like you're eating each other, but you wake up the next morning and you go, oh, I guess I'm not dead, so I got to go bite some more. Like, this is nuts.
Dude, going to the gym, I just always think I'm a gerbil in the wheel. Like, why do I feel like my little water bottle, my Cedar chips? That's what it reminds me of. I feel like it's something very weird about going to the gym.
Here's the truth about it. It's a logistics thing for me. Like, I live 15 minutes outside of town. I got to figure out what gym to actually go sign up for. And then I have to go to it every day. And then I have to figure out a gym bag, and I got to figure out gym clothes, and I got to figure out how the shower and everything works. And I have to go, there's all of these logistical, it's like 2 to 3 hours out of my day every single day to go to a gym. And they say, well, that's what it takes, bro. It's like, Okay, but I also am running a YouTube channel. I'm also running my life. I also am the only one here managing my household. I don't have anybody else here to do anything. Like, I had to literally step away from all of the other stuff I was doing to go take my trash to the dump today and go buy soda water, coffee, and do my laundry because I still haven't hooked up my washer and dryer in the back room, fix the plumbing situation. There's a bunch of stuff there's a bunch of dependencies that are necessary to all line up in a row to get me in a gym. And quite frankly, when all I am ever told, and I'm always just lambasted of like, it's not going to get you women. It's not about women. Well, why the fuck would I go to it then? Like, oh, because you're health. You're health. Yeah, you guys seem really healthy. You seem so well adjusted. All of your blood pressure seems so in line with what it should be. Y'all seem like you're going to live to be 100 years old. I'm healthy, bro.
Gotta eat steak. You need more beef. You need HGH.
And I eat beef. And it's just like I'm so tired of being lectured constantly. It's like you bring up women. Gym. You say women, they say gym. You say this, you say gym. And you say this, gym, muscles, gym, muscles.
Right. No.
And then it's all excuses if you just say, well, hold on. I was just pointing out something. Oh, no, you're making excuses. You need to man up. You need to go. You think you can just expect women to come into your life?
Dude, here's the other thing.
You're not if the
guy has a six pack and he's 35 years old, okay, he's on steroids.
Right.
He's on steroids. Okay, let's just, or he has so much free time that he can just live in the gym all day long and go on.
The truth is, most of us are over 35. We're old now. Like, and the younger women, they've convinced them not to want anything to do with us anyway. So it's kind of like you just kind of. It's not going to happen, guys. And I know you're trying to get views and you're trying to sell courses and you're trying to do your thing. And it's just fine. Let Pearl make her millions of dollars. That's fine. Rage baiting titles and everything. Fine. I just, every time I go on the internet, I get a lecture. Every time. Just because I point out things that are not like the way I wish they could be. I don't know. I know you wanted to have a relaxed conversation today. I apologize.
This is relaxing.
This is relaxing.
The whole point is I don't have the only person that I listen to that's kind of like on my frequency or the way I was before COVID. Like everything you say, if you go, I'm not expecting you to go listen to my shows from 2018, 2019, but everything you're saying sounds identical. You're basically echoing everything that all my sentiments about society and culture at large. Where, look, I call it weaponized anthropology. I did a 3-part series back in 2019 about weaponized anthropology. You look at it was in the New York City subway systems where it was black guy with some ginger. I'm like, what the hell is that? And again, this was all I'm like, why is this? All
the trends and tropes I noticed when I was living in New York City have slowly but surely emanated through the rest of the culture.
Correct.
It's and yes, it is. I think pretty engineered to make it so that guys like me don't have kids. That seems pretty engineered. I'm not going to say that nasty little R word everybody gets in trouble for, but it's pretty clear what that is.
Yes, no, you're 100% correct. And I'm gonna say it's funny, but like if I'm on the dating apps, it's
forget it.
Right, I know. But I will say this: the only women interested in me is women of other races, and they really want to spend time with me. But a woman who's my age, the same socioeconomic demographic as me, same cultural background, whether she's Italian, Irish, Catholic, whatever it might be.
Yeah. No, not a chance. Yep. The powers that be, whoever you want to say that is, they have engineered that outcome. And I think that millennials were the great experiment to figure out if they could actually do that. Because Gen Xers were kind of the last guys out of Nam to actually get someone in their own race, their own class, their own religion, their own demographic area where, you got a lot better chance of having a marriage last if it's not some status thing that happens 6 years after college when you're 29, or it's this hurried. No, if it's like the same person from your basic socioeconomic demographic group of your hometown. That
But
has a
that's
lot
what
better
it is
chance
now.
to.
Marriage now is a status symbol.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what
And the
it's either you're
women are
a
fine with
brown
that.
immigrant, it's either you're a Guatemalan with popping out 5, 6 kids, who, mind you, doesn't care about a BMW, doesn't really care about
Oh my
Lululemons
God!
or
The
headphones.
look, the BMW stuff. It's all here too. I was just driving into town earlier today, and they're building more houses out this way. And there's this old
Are they near
farmhouse
are
on.
they near a train station? Because that's how you know if it's just a 21.
There aren't there's no Amtrak
No
here.
Amtrak.
It's
Okay.
I think the closest Amtrak is down in Cincinnati.
All right. Go
But
on.
there's a lot of it's anyway. I was talking about a white girl in this massive BMW coming out of this mansion up the hill. It was this, and the funny thing is I think that house was the abortionist clinic because there was an illegal abortionist clinic in like outside of town on Pickle-Troy Road there for a while. But anyway, one of those mansions got renovated and they tore down the other one and they're building all these houses over there on that way. And they renovated this house and this like the big BMW that's like $150,000 that looks like the fucking Dark Knight vehicle he has, that giant crawler thing. It looks like that. It's like a M7 something or something like that. It's this massive tank of a vehicle and this little tiny blonde girl is driving it and just right up my rear end. I can't even see the grill. The affluence is it's a universal language. It feels like that status seeking behavior. And if they can't have the doctor, the lawyer, the politician, they don't want it. They're fine with being single.
So my cousins, I have four or five, six. I have 6 female cousins. My grandmother's going to be 90 in December, and she still brings up like, "Are you seeing someone?" I'm like, "Grandma, look at your granddaughters. You got you have the constellation of everything wrong with modern women, and you're telling me if I'm seeing someone." I got one cousin. She just had a baby. She's 32. She wants a house in Nassau County. I mean, Raymond. Okay, right. We're talking 2 million, 1.8, 2.1. Property taxes $25,000 a year. It's a specific town. It's called Mineola, and it's not pleasant. I don't know why people want to live there. It's very congested. I was never a big fan of that town, but yet because of good school districts, which is wink, wink, code word for we keep minorities out, she wants to live there. Okay, you just had a baby. You lived in the Upper East Side the past 5 or 6 years, just hemorrhaging money in rent. You refuse to live with your parents who have a 6-bedroom house that's been paid off and a 3-car garage and an in-ground swimming pool. You can totally live there. You can even live in the basement. You can live upstairs. There's plenty of room in this house, right? Your parents said, just come in and live. You had the baby. No, I don't want it. So now the husband, I'm talking to him, right? And we're talking real estate.
Somebody signed up for that.
Right. But again, it's they met in college, right? He was in the minor leagues, baseball, Raymond. Tall, right?
Yep,
He's 6'5". He's got those long, broad shoulders. Great guy. I love him. He's very normie. Like he would jive with us, no doubt. Okay. Now, a little bit of a side note though. He milked my cousin through her like prime years. And I actually confront him about it. I go, "Yo, you plan on marrying her? I don't really want to have this conversation." I go, you just want to keep milking this fucking cow. And then you're gonna leave my cousin when she's in her 30s? Because no one will have that conversation, right? And she's very she's innocent. She's an innocent girl.
I didn't know you were allowed to own shotguns in New York.
Well, listen, here's the thing: is no one's having these conversations. I see what this guy was doing, but it was funny. Shortly after I had that conversation with him, he proposed. Okay, digressing. Now we're having a conversation about her wanting a $2 million house. And we're talking real estate, and as I said, I'm a broker. I go, "Listen, I got a great startup home for you. It's a garden apartment. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's affordable. Like, it's under $300,000. It'd be great for the two of you." And it's in Queens. Right?
Oh, ew,
right.
Ew.
Exactly. His face lights up, saying, "Oh, that'd be perfect for us." And dude, she wants nothing. It's either $2 million house or nothing.
No, yep. 77th Street and 2nd Avenue, or not.
Utopia, where you were mentioning it, like somewhere way down in that where you were working, I forgot, with the marketing job, whatever the hell you're doing,
I
advertisements.
worked at 557 Broadway. It was just south of Prince Street. The Prince Avenue N was the subway station there. It was just south of Houston, so it was between Prince and I think what is that?
No,
Spring
when you were the
Street.
job in Queens towards the tail end, you were saying
Oh no, I had a job in Queens the first month I lived there.
it
It
was
was
over
like
there. It's over there.
oh yeah. That's about the only place you can get Ohio prices because that's, I mean, 300 grand. That's a nice place here.
But
Yeah,
the
Flushing.
point I'm trying to make, yeah, it's Flushing. Yeah,
I was gonna say, is he part of the community out there? Because that's really Jewish out there.
no, he's very German actually.
Huh.
I forgot where he's originally from, but no, I'm telling him to move there. I'm trying to tell him this is a good starter home for you and your newborn because you need to start, saving a little bit of your pennies. For her, it's I want the Cadillac now. Well, no, you get the Chevy first. You get the, you get the little
Chevy's $100,000 now, and it still
You get the
blows up like a
Cavalier.
fucking GM. Yeah.
There used to be, and you like cars. Listen, and for all those young people,
Oh,
out
I'm
there,
very familiar with what a Chevy Cavalier is. I know, dude. When I was growing up, it was the Chevy Lumina, man.
That's horrible.
That was the poor white trash mobile. It came off the line down there at that Delphi plant, smelling like Pall Malls. And wet cigarettes. I don't know how to describe this to anybody who
It's
never
the same
grew up
here
in
in
the
New
90s.
York with that car, man.
It is that wet cigarette smell, that GM smell, that 90s GM, just 3800 under the hood, but like, it smells like wet cement. Ugh.
It's got the Coca-Cola syrup dried.
The syrup smell, the white trash syrup smell. It's a universal thing. The Chevy Lumina.
You start with the Chevy, then you work your way up. You work your way up to the Pontiac, right? Right. You work your way up to the Oldsmobile. That used to be right. You don't go right off the bat and get the Cadillac. The Cadillac is for when you're about to die.
But the thing is, now the Chevy's $100,000. That's the problem. It's just whatever. They've priced us out of existence. Basically, this is the end game of inflation. They wanted. I think economics. Ethan is right when he says that they expected a lot more people to die 5 years ago than they did. So now they're just trying to get people to off themselves or something. Like they expected less of us by now, and they haven't gotten it yet, and they're cranking it up, and they're trying to make sure that everybody's terrified to have kids unless they have that $2 million house. And it's a non-starter for most women, and most guys I talk to are antinatalists anyway too. And I don't think they realize how lonely it's going to be in 20 years.
You're right. What are you going to have, some Haitian wiping your ass if they're having a stroke? Like those are my concerns. I'm happy now being single and like having I have a lot of free time to do whatever I want. Having a nice disposable income is great too. But I worry about 60, 65, 70, those years where it's like, wow, I'm not going to have anyone around me. And I have very few friends as it is.
I already live like that. So it's where the only way to change that for me realistically is to go get a job somewhere. And it's like, what am I going to go do? Work at Walmart? Because like the construction work, that's male only, and none of the women.
Why can't women who decide to forego having children? Why can't they see that? Let me ask you that one.
They don't.
Do you think they just live in it? My thing is they just live in the constant present, and they can't picture.
They weren't. They're following the program. It's advanced placement calculus. Right. It's showing up. It's making sure the teacher knows that you were supposed to assign homework the day before summer, it's going to college and getting a master's degree and then the PhD. And it's just, they're following the program. Then it's go live in the city for a couple years and do the Sex in the City thing. And then you come back, you come back all cultured to the Midwestern town. And now you're better than everybody else.
Right.
Now you're on Bumble at 32 and you can't find anybody. So you're going to be single with your cats now. It's a
I call it dog food and dildos. Dog food and dildos.
I legitimately think that they will get to a point where they will start rolling out the Soylent pods. It's like the mandatory, just
it's called Made in Canada. Pods. They have it in Canada.
I have no doubt that in 20 years they will vote in that shit.
I think it's sooner than that, to be honest. But I say another 5 to 10.
Quite frankly, they are waiting for everyone that's over the age of 55 to die, and then the rest of us, they're just going to starve us out. I don't have much hope for the future in America. I really don't. But the thing is, I don't have any hope in any country. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere that I don't know where I'm supposed to go feasibly go buy property and try to homestead anywhere. I have no idea. I don't know where that's supposed to be. And then go have a family somewhere and do that too. That's probably not going to happen. The simple truth is most of us the millennials we're just going to go die alone in our houses.
With OnlyFans.
Yeah, don't get me started about pornography. It is so obvious what that is and who controls that and why they push it and what they push on there specifically to demoralize all.
She's making $6 million. You can too there, Brittany from Missouri.
Oh, they were saying teachers are starting to realize that they're like 14-year-old 8th graders. They want to do OnlyFans, and instead they literally are saying they want to do OnlyFans when they turn 18 as a game plan. Like that's the game plan. Is they want to go be OnlyFans girls. There's no morality left in the country.
When I living in Southeast Asia, Cambodian women would ask me, because that's where I was predominantly in Cambodia. They envied white women's skin. They bleach their skin, and when Cambodians bleach their skin, they look really bad. The Vietnamese women, they're more white per se. I guess yellow, obviously, but they're white. Cambodian women would ask me, why do your women cover themselves in tattoos when I would literally, if they're kind of like, I'm paraphrasing, they would literally skin that woman alive and wear her skin. Yeah. And they're horrified that they would do that.
I think the tattoo thing, the body piercing thing, the body modification thing, the memes are men don't like this. Yeah, that's the point. They know.
Well, because you like it, we're going to do it. That's my when I used to speak with women,
they're going to do it.
If I said I like tattoos, they won't get tattoos. They do the opposite, right? I'm going to grow out my armpit hair. No man on earth likes that.
It's a cultural shit test. That's what it is. And men en masse, we've just rolled over and played dead because touch peen now, and there hasn't been any kind of pushback from us. And the ones that are like trying to push back, we don't have any say because the alphas at the top of the Mouse Utopia harems are just saying no, go away, and they
just want a dildo that shoots out diamonds and never says no.
So anyway, to bring this home, it's like kind of like I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know what to. I just make videos to fill my time, basically.
Well, what about finding something to look forward to, whatever that might be?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to look forward to. After this, I'm going to try to make food for myself because we've been going for 2 hours, almost 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's like right. And then tonight, what am I going to do? Go live? I don't know. Maybe take a nap. I don't have much to look forward to. Like that's just the God honest truth right there. It's I don't think most people have much to look forward to.
Preoccupying your time.
We can't save any money, and you cannot work enough hours to be able to buy any assets. You either have to get incredibly lucky or be super okay with a bunch of leverage, or you buy an old house, fix that up, and try to sell it. And newsflash, nobody's going to buy it. It's pretty bad.
Right, and you're distracting yourself from what you want, which is to get laid. Which is, even myself, I go.
I
through
don't even
that.
know if that's. I don't even know if that's what I like. That's the thing. It's like that's just seems to be the thing everybody cares about.
Right.
I don't even know if it's about that at all.
Right.
And everybody, and then the people are like, oh, and then they say, oh, well, yeah, it's never just about that. You want, blah, 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 so you need to go do this and be a man of character. Blah, 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 blah. No, I'm literally like hoping for some purpose going to elucidate itself from life. And what I'm realizing is in my late 30s now, that maybe never happens because like my parents had kids they had to take care of. So they like work had a utility to it. Work has no utility to it right now, especially if the money's not worth anything. And you're only ever going to be able to aspire to what? A 2-bedroom, 800 square foot house on a half an acre in Ohio. Like, what is there to aspire to? When I don't have any aspirations. There's literally nothing logically to aspire to. I've already tried living in the big city. I've already tried living in New York City. You know, the women.
Well, you did it, and you have a successful You have a very successful live stream. How many people can say they've done that? Like, listen, I've been doing it for 8 years. I've been doing this for 8 years. Granted, I'm not, my situation is a little bit different than yours. Like, I don't show my face, and I was much more sporadic about it, and I said a lot of naughty things back in the day. But point being is you're out there and actually doing it. There's not that many people that can say, hey, listen, I've had over, how many views are you up to with your channel? What are you up to now?
I think I looked last night. I think it's like 4 million.
That's amazing. It took me 4 years to get to 1 million, and then they deleted my channel. How do you think I feel?
Yeah, so I got that worry. I feel like that's coming, to be honest with you.
Did you get a community guideline? Let's back up. Did you get a community guideline strike at all?
A warning.
Oh, that's all right. You'll be fine.
Wait till you get a strike. I just passed 4 million. I just passed 4 million. 36 as of yesterday. I passed 4 million.
And how many people do what you do on the internet and been doing it for so long that probably haven't even come close to achieving 4 million?
You know what I mean? It's funny because I have people that are much bigger subscription wise. I talk to me offline and they're like, yeah, it's. I guess the only way you make money on YouTube. They're like, the only way you make money on YouTube is if you have a daily show. And I'm like, yeah, kind of. It's like even the big guys aren't making any money.
Correct. And the thing is, I went through a period where I was like, oh man, I've run out of things to talk about. And I'm kind of like a little bit at that point. So you'd have to take a step back, consume some content, read a little bit, read those articles like you're doing, which I think is fantastic. Those videos I enjoy immensely. It's funny. I drink my coffee on my way into the city, and that's what my first thing I do is listen to your 15, 20 minutes about.
Well, you're trying to flatter me there.
I'll tell you what, my favorite like segment or like thing you ever did was you're reading an article. And it was a guy who was sitting on a park bench by himself and he was bald. He goes, good. You're like, good Lord. Dude, your reaction to that video. Look at this. It's a bald guy sitting on a bench by himself. Like they don't even hide it anymore. They hate me.
I don't even remember it's all like I kind of disassociated at a certain point. Sometimes I'll watch my videos back and go, wow, he's actually pretty compelling in his manner of speaking. And I just don't even remember what I talk about. I don't remember what I'm talking about this time.
Well, did you ever consider writing or starting a blog or anything of the sort?
Yeah, I have a bunch of, I used to run in the alt-lit scene and all that. And I have published work all over the internet. There's just no money in it. There's just like
you do it for yourself.
What? Why bother?
I know you want to make money.
I like if I did what I wanted, I would just like, I don't know what I would do. I have no idea. I not live here, but I don't know where I can go afford to live. That's the problem.
Well, when I started doing live streams, tail end of 2017, it was a way to fill my time. I was living with my dad. I had a lot of things to say, a lot of experiences living abroad, working in New York City, and I would, chat with a lot of really kick-ass guys in the red pill, kind of conspiratanium, the segment of the internet. And I figured it would be a segue into maybe this is just a part of my life for now, and eventually I'll move on to doing something else. Unfortunately, it yes and no. I just don't have time to really do this as much because I'm exhausted. And that's the other thing, being 37, 38. Like, I used to do these streams like 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, just drinking beer, smoking cigarettes. I'm like, I cannot do that.
Yeah, you reach a point where you just have to stop using that crap. It just, you can't. Your body can't. Like it starts really taking an effect. I guess that, I do take for granted the fact that I do work out and try to at least, somewhat watch what I eat. And I am in pretty good shape. If I wasn't, like, if I still had that 80 pounds on me, I mean, I'd be dead. I mean, I already, yeah, you got to stay.
You've swore off drinking booze, which probably the last thing you want to do.
I haven't touched it in 4 years, over 4 years.
That's amazing.
So it just won't, I won't do it. Yeah. Hey man, we're almost at almost 2 hours here. I got to get going here in a little bit, but I don't know if you have anything else for me.
No, that's it. Well, we can, what maybe in the future, what we can do is maybe flesh out some articles or something like that, whatever is kind of like on your mind. I got to go too. I'm supposed to go to this Renaissance festival. I don't know what that's going to be like.
You know what they say about Ren Fair girls, but
no, what? Tell me.
I just have this working theory, and this is where I'll leave off with you tonight.
I've never been to one, so
I have this work. It's exactly like what you saw in Garden State, by the way. If you remember that movie, I have this working theory about Ren Fair girls. Those girls that get dressed up like the lasses and wear the outfits and everything, they love getting tied up in bed. I have this theory that they just are super in to getting tied up in bed. Like that's the mentality. Like the people that actually unironically enjoy LARPing like that, they really like BDSM. They've got to. That's the only thing that maybe that's my gooner brain coming out. And you can make this the highlight of the show. I don't care. Maybe it's my porn-addled brain coming out. But Ren Fair girls, they've gotta love being tied up. Like that's the only thing that explains enjoying that lifestyle. So I'll leave you with that, man. That's my final thought.
Listen, go enjoy your Friday. Have a great weekend and be in touch, all right?
Man, we'll talk to you later, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care.
How do I